The possibility to hide rows or columns in Excel is really helpful, and there are many reasons for keeping certain details from showing. So maybe you want to compare two columns, for example, that are separated by several other columns, and you want these two columns to be side by side, or you would like to keep some data from being seen or edited by your colleagues. Now, let's say we want to show this worksheet to someone who shouldn't see the grades average here. So we want to hide these columns from column G to column J. So in order to hide columns, move the mouse pointer over the header of column G and drag with your mouse to column J. Now right click on any of these columns header and select hide. So now the columns will be invisible. In order to unhide the columns and show them again, you can see that column F will skip to column K. So to unhide, select these two columns, column F and K together, and right click and choose unhide, and they will be visible again. Now we can do the same with rows also, and you can see here the data are grouped into several groups depending on the school name. So here we have courses that belong to the School of Business, other courses that belong to the School of Engineering, others that will belong to the School of Arts and Science, and last courses that belong to the School of Education. So let's say we want to hide these courses that belong to the School of Education. So you move the mouse pointer over row number 39 and you drag to row number 43 to select all these rows. Then you right click on any of the row header and you choose hide. Now the row will skip from number 38 to number 44. So to unhide the rows again, you select these two rows, number 38 and 44 together, and you right click, then you choose unhide, and the rows will be visible again. So okay, this is one way to hide or unhide, but I will teach you now a second better way to do this. And let's start with the columns here. So select the columns from column G to column J and go to the data tab under the outline section and click on group, then group. So you can see here above the column header we have this minus sign. So if you click on this minus sign, it will hide these columns and the minus sign will change to a plus sign. So when you click again on this plus sign, they will be visible again. So these columns are grouped into one group. Let's do this also for rows, and this time I will select all the rows from row number 2, and if you scroll down to row number 44 and then you shift click, so this will select all the rows. So let's create one group for all these rows. So under the outline section, click on group, then click on group again. So this will create one group with a single minus sign. So if we click on this minus sign, for example, it will hide all these rows. So let's click on the plus sign to show them again. Now what's interesting is that you can create nested groups. So for example, you can create a group for each type of courses. So let's create a nested group for the courses that belong to the School of Business. So select rows 2 to 10, go to the outline section and click on group, then click on group. And by the way, the shortcut to create a group is hold on the Alt key, then the Shift key and the right arrow on your keyboard. Then let's create a nested group for the courses of engineering. Select rows from 12 to 24, then Alt Shift and press the right arrow on the keyboard. Let's do the same for the School of Arts and Science. Alt Shift and right arrow, and the last group, Alt Shift and right arrow. So here you have more control. You can, for example, hide any group that you want by clicking on the minus sign, or to show only a given group, for example. And I want to tell you another thing, that grouping or hiding or unhiding columns or row will affect the print preview. So for example, here we are showing only the groups that belong to the business school, and let's say for example we hide this row also, these columns. And if we go to the print preview, we click on Ctrl P, it will show only the rows or columns visible in this worksheet. So let's do this. Hold on the Ctrl key and click on P. So you can see it will print preview only the visible rows or columns. Let's go back to the worksheet and let's show all columns and all rows here. Now let's say we want to remove a specific group. Let's do this first for columns. So select all these columns and you want to remove this grouping. So under the outline section, click on ungroup, then click on ungroup, and the minus sign above these columns will be removed. Let's do this also for rows. For example, let's say we want to remove the grouping for the School of Business. So we select all these rows, go to the ungroup, and then click on ungroup, and then the minus sign next to this row will be removed. So also, if you want to remove all the grouping for all the worksheet in one click, you can just go to ungroup and then click on clear outline, and all the outline here above the columns or next to the rows will be removed. So that's it. Now you learn how to hide or unhide, how to group or ungroup rows or columns, and I hope that they will help you in your daily work with Excel tables.